Hey everyone, welcome back to Sidekick English, the fun podcast to help you learn real English with real stories. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, and share it with a friend who is learning English too. It really helps us a lot.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new episodes. Today, we have a big topic. Very emotional, very romantic, and very dangerous for your wallet.
Today's topic is wedding day. We're going to spend the whole day with one couple on their wedding day, and you'll learn a lot of useful English words and phrases about weddings.
And remember, this podcast is for beginners, so the English is simple, the speed is not too fast, and we explain a lot of things.
Okay, imagine this. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun is shining. Birds are singing. And our couple is sleeping.
Not for long. The first alarm rings. Then the second alarm rings. Then the, okay, now you're really late alarm rings.
It's their wedding day. They want to wake up early and be calm and relaxed.
Of course, they are not calm, and they are not relaxed. They are thinking about the dress, the suit, the rings, the vows, the guests, the photos, the food, the music, the cake, and the weather.
Let's start with some key wedding words in English. You can imagine them while you listen. First, the bride. The bride is the woman who is getting married.
And the groom is the man who is getting married. So, bride and groom. Our bride is very excited. Our groom is also excited and maybe a little scared.
Now, clothes. The bride usually wears a wedding dress. In many countries, it is a long white dress. Sometimes it has a long piece of fabric behind it. That long piece is called a train.
Sometimes the bride also wears a veil. A veil is a thin piece of fabric that covers part of her face or her hair. It looks romantic, and also it is good if you want to hide because you are nervous.
The groom usually wears a suit. A suit is a jacket and pants that match. Sometimes he also wears a tie or a bow tie. A bow tie is the small tie that looks like a little bow.
Okay, in the morning, our bride goes to the hairdresser. A hairdresser is a person who cuts and styles your hair. On a wedding day, the hairdresser makes the bride's hair very special. Maybe curls, maybe an updo. An updo is when the hair is up, not down.
And of course, makeup. Many brides do their makeup at a beauty salon. A salon is a place where people do hair, makeup, nails, and other beauty things. The bride wants to look amazing in the wedding photos.
The groom has a different plan. He wakes up, takes a shower, puts on some deodorant, maybe a little cologne, and says, okay, I'm ready, in 10 minutes.
But then he looks at his suit, and he thinks, is this the right shirt? Is this the right tie? Do these shoes look okay? Are my socks too funny?
Yes, on a wedding day, socks are very important. You don't want socks with cartoons in your wedding photos. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want funny socks to remember the day.
While they get ready, they both think about one important thing: the rings. Wedding rings. In English, we say wedding bands too, but wedding rings is more common. These are the rings they will put on each other's fingers during the ceremony.
And of course, they both think, where are the rings? The groom checks his pockets. The bride checks her bag. Then they remember. The rings are in the box, on the table, in the kitchen. Very safe, very far from the wedding venue.
The wedding venue is the place where the wedding happens. It can be a church, a garden, a beach, a hotel, a restaurant, or a special event hall.
Okay, now it's late morning. The bride is with her friends and family. But today, we stay only with the bride and the groom. So we just imagine her putting on her wedding dress carefully. She looks in the mirror. She takes a deep breath.
The groom puts on his suit. Maybe he has a boutonniere. That is a small flower or a small group of flowers on the jacket near the chest. It matches the bride's flowers.
Speaking of flowers, the bride usually has a bouquet. A bouquet is a group of flowers tied together. She holds the bouquet when she walks down the aisle.
The aisle is the path between the chairs at the wedding ceremony. When the ceremony starts, the bride walks down the aisle to meet the groom.
But first, they need to get to the venue. The bride usually goes in a special car, maybe a white car, a limousine, or something nice. The groom also goes in a car, maybe with his best man.
The best man is the groom's special friend or family member who helps him. And the bride usually has a maid of honor or matron of honor, her special friend or family member. But today, we stay with just the bride and groom in our story.
On the way to the venue, it starts to rain, just a little, very light. The groom thinks, "Oh no, the weather." The bride thinks, "My hair!"
But then the rain stops. The sun comes out again. It's okay. This is the wedding day. Many small things go wrong on a wedding day. That's normal.
Now it's time for the ceremony. The ceremony is the official part where they say their wedding vows and become husband and wife. Wedding vows are the promises they say to each other. For example, I promise to love you, support you, and be there for you.
The guests sit down. Guests are the people invited to the wedding. Family, friends, co-workers, classmates, neighbors. The groom is at the front, waiting. He is a little nervous.
The music starts. The bride walks down the aisle, slowly, holding her bouquet. Everyone looks at her. The groom looks at her. Maybe he wants to smile, but he is so emotional that he almost cries.
At the front, they stand together. They listen to the person who leads the ceremony. In a church, this can be a priest or pastor. In a non-religious place, it can be an officiant. An officiant is a person who is allowed to do weddings officially.
The officiant says some nice things about love, about life, about commitment. Commitment is when you decide to be with someone and stay with them, in good times and bad times.
Then the bride and groom say their vows. Maybe they wrote personal vows. That means they wrote their own promises with their own words. Maybe something like, I promise to always make you tea when you are tired, and to share the last piece of cake.
They look into each other's eyes. Their voices shake a little. Their hands shake a little. Their hearts beat very fast. But they are happy.
Then it's time for the rings. The officiant says, please take the rings. The groom thinks, yes, the rings. The rings are here. I checked 5 times.
The groom puts the ring on the bride's finger and says some words like, with this ring, I marry you. The bride puts the ring on the groom's finger and says something similar.
Now they are officially married. Husband and wife. The officiant says, I now pronounce you husband and wife, and everyone smiles.
Then, the moment many people wait for, you may kiss the bride. They kiss, people clap, maybe some people cry a little. Good tears, happy tears.
After the ceremony, there is usually a lot of hugging, kissing on the cheek, photos, and people saying, congratulations! That's the key word. Congratulations means, I'm happy for you. We say, congratulations on your wedding.
Now it's time for the wedding photos. The photographer is ready. The bride and groom stand in different places, in the garden, near a tree, on some stairs, maybe near a fountain or a lake.
Wedding photos are very important. They are not just photos. They are memories. Also, they are future social media posts with many likes.
The bride tries to keep her dress clean. The groom tries to keep his suit clean. But there is always one person who says, let's take a photo in the grass, and then, goodbye clean shoes.
The photographer says, okay, now look at each other. Now look away. Now walk slowly. Now pretend you are talking. Now pretend you are laughing.
After about 1 hour of photos, the couple is tired. They just want food and water and maybe some coffee.
Speaking of food, next is the wedding reception. The reception is the party after the ceremony. The reception usually has food, drinks, music, dancing, speeches, and the wedding cake.
The reception can be in a big room, a hall, a garden, a hotel, or a restaurant. The tables are decorated. There are flowers, candles, maybe small gifts for the guests. These little gifts are called wedding favors.
The bride and groom arrive at the reception. Sometimes there is a big entrance. The DJ or host says, "Please welcome the bride and groom," and everyone claps and cheers.
They sit at a special table, usually at the front. It is called the head table. From there, they can see all the guests, and all the guests can see them.
Then comes the first dance. The first dance is the first time the bride and groom dance together as husband and wife in front of everyone. It is usually a slow, romantic song.
Sometimes they choose a special song, maybe their song, a song that is important in their relationship. They hold each other, dance slowly, and try not to step on each other's feet.
After the first dance, other people join on the dance floor. The dance floor is the open space where people dance. The music gets faster, and the party starts to feel more relaxed.
Now let's talk about food at the reception. First, there can be appetizers. Appetizers are small dishes before the main meal. Maybe small sandwiches, small pieces of cheese, fruit, little snacks.
Then there is the main course. The main course is the main dish. Maybe chicken, fish, beef, or a vegetarian option. There are usually side dishes too. Side dishes are things like rice, potatoes, vegetables, salad.
People eat, talk, and drink. There is often a toast. A toast is when someone holds a glass, says some kind words, and then everyone drinks. They usually say, "Cheers," or "To the bride and groom."
Speaking of kind words, there are also speeches. Usually, the best man and the maid of honor give a speech. Sometimes the parents give a speech too. The speeches can be emotional, funny, sweet, or sometimes a little embarrassing.
People tell stories about the couple. Cute stories, funny stories, maybe a crazy story from a holiday or from college. Everyone laughs and maybe cries a little again.
While all this is happening, the bride and groom try to talk to every guest. This is called greeting the guests or making the rounds. They go from table to table and say, "Thank you for coming."
It looks simple, but it is hard work. They smile, talk, take photos, answer questions, and sometimes they don't have time to eat their own food.
But there is always time for cake. The wedding cake is usually big and beautiful. Sometimes it has 2 levels, 3 levels, or even more. It can be chocolate, vanilla, fruit, or many flavors together.
There is a special moment, cutting the cake. The bride and groom stand together, hold the knife together, and cut the first slice. Everyone takes photos and videos. This is a classic wedding moment.
Sometimes, after they cut the cake, the bride and groom feed each other a small piece. You have to be careful. If you push the cake too hard, you get cake on the nose, cake on the face, cake everywhere.
After dessert, the party continues. More dancing, more music. Some people go to the bar to get a drink. The bar is the place where the drinks are served at the reception.
There might also be some wedding traditions. For example, in some weddings, the bride throws her bouquet. She stands with her back to a group of single women and throws the bouquet over her shoulder.
The idea is the person who catches the bouquet will be the next one to get married. Maybe it is true, maybe it is not true, but it is a fun tradition.
There is also the garter tradition in some places. A garter is a piece of fabric on the bride's leg. But this tradition is not in all countries, and some people do not like it. So we can just say there are different wedding traditions in different cultures.
As the night continues, people get tired. High heels start to hurt. Ties come off. Jackets come off. Someone starts to dance in a very strange way, but nobody cares.
The bride might change into a second dress, something more comfortable for dancing. The groom might change his shoes. Maybe some guests leave early, but many stay until the end.
Now it's time for the last dance. The DJ plays a slow song, or one special song. The bride and groom dance again, and other couples dance too. It's a soft, sweet moment at the end of a long, crazy day.
After the last dance, people say goodbye, hug the bride and groom, and go home. Some guests take home flowers or decorations. Some take extra cake. Everyone is tired, but happy.
The bride and groom finally leave the reception. Sometimes the guests make a tunnel with their arms, or hold sparklers, or throw flower petals or rice. The couple walks through and waves.
Then they go to their hotel or home, or maybe directly to the airport for their honeymoon. The honeymoon is the holiday after the wedding. It is usually a romantic trip to a nice place.
Maybe they go to the beach. Maybe they go to the mountains. Maybe they go to a city they always dreamed of visiting. The important thing is they can finally relax.
And sleep. A lot. Because a wedding day is beautiful, but it is also very long and very tiring. So many emotions, so many people, so many things to do.
Let's review some key wedding words from this episode very quickly. Bride, groom, wedding dress, suit, veil, bouquet, aisle, ceremony, vows, wedding rings, reception, first dance, toast, speeches, wedding cake, honeymoon.
When you watch movies or series in English, you will hear these words a lot in wedding scenes. Now you will understand much more.
And you can also talk about weddings in English. For example, I am going to a wedding tomorrow, or my cousin is the bride, or the reception was amazing and the wedding cake was delicious.
You can also say they are getting married next month. After the wedding, you can say they got married last week, or they have been married for 5 years.
We hope this story of a wedding day helped you learn useful English in a fun way. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe to Sidekick English, like this podcast, and share it with a friend who is learning English.
Tell us which part of the wedding day you like the most. The ceremony, the reception, the food, the dancing, the cake, or maybe the honeymoon.
Thanks for listening to Sidekick English. Keep listening, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.
Bye.